When most people think of a heart attack, they picture a dramatic scene. Someone clutching their chest, gasping for air, maybe collapsing to the floor. That's the version we see in movies, on TV, and sometimes even in news stories. But here's the truth for women over 60. Heart attacks don't always look like that. In fact, they can be so subtle that you might miss the warning signs entirely. And missing those signs can cost you your life. Heart disease is still the #1 killer of women in America. And it's even more dangerous because so many women don't realize they're having a heart attack until it's too late. For men, the classic elephant on the chest feeling is common. For women, especially women past menopause, our bodies can send warning signals that are quieter, gentler, and easier to dismiss as just getting older. Bit of indigestion, or I probably overdid it in the garden. But inside, your heart could be crying out for help. I want to tell you a story about my neighbor Carol. Carol is 67, full of life, always baking cookies for the grandkids and walking her little poodle every morning. A few months ago, she started feeling a little tired. Not exhausted, just tired. She brushed it off as, "Oh well, I'm not 40 anymore." Then one day, she felt a strange tightness in her upper back, between her shoulder blades. It wasn't severe, just uncomfortable. She thought maybe she had slept funny or needed a new pillow. That night she felt slightly nauseous, and her stomach felt heavy. She told herself it was the lasagna she had for dinner. The next morning, she nearly fainted while walking the dog. Her daughter insisted they go to urgent care. Within an hour, Carol was being rushed to the hospital. She was having a heart attack. She never once felt sharp chest pain. That's how sneaky heart attacks can be in older women. And if you're not paying attention, you could be in danger without realizing it. So let's slow down and talk about what's really going on inside your body. As we age, especially after menopause, our levels of estrogen drop. Estrogen actually protects the heart in younger women, helping keep our arteries flexible and our cholesterol in check. Once that protection fades, plaque can start building up in the arteries more quickly. Blood vessels can become stiffer. The heart has to work harder to pump blood. This is why heart disease risk shoots up in your 60s and beyond. But it's not just about the plumbing. It's also about the signals your body sends when something's wrong. Here are some of the most overlooked heart attack signs women over 60 should never ignore. One of the big ones is unusual fatigue. And I'm not talking about being a little tired after a long day. This is the kind of fatigue that makes simple tasks, like folding laundry, walking to the mailbox, or even having a phone conversation, feel like climbing a hill. Your arms and legs may feel heavy, like they're made of lead. You might feel like you need to sit down halfway through making dinner, even though you didn't do anything strenuous. Many women chalk this up to aging or poor sleep, but it can actually be your heart struggling to get enough oxygen-rich blood to your body. Then there's shortness of breath, not after exercise, but when you're doing something you normally handle easily, like walking across the room, grocery shopping, or even talking. You might find yourself needing to stop to catch your breath. Some women feel like they can't quite take a deep enough breath, almost like there's a weight on their chest or a belt pulled too tightly around their ribs. This is a major warning sign, and it should never be ignored. Back, neck, or jaw pain is another sneaky one. Women's heart attack pain is often not centered in the chest at all. You might feel a dull ache or pressure in your upper back, in your neck, or along your jawline. It may come and go, or it might last for hours. It's easy to mistake for muscle strain, a dental issue, or arthritis. But in many cases, this pain is referred discomfort from your heart. Your nerves are sending the signal to the wrong place. Then there's stomach discomfort. This one tricks a lot of people. It can feel like heartburn, indigestion, or even food poisoning. You might feel bloated, queasy, or just off in your stomach. Some women feel intense nausea and may even vomit. And here's the danger. Most of us reach for an antacid or ginger tea instead of calling the doctor. But your stomach's discomfort could be coming from your heart. Sweating is another subtle clue. You might suddenly break out in a cold sweat while sitting still. Your skin may feel clammy, or you might feel like you're overheating without any reason. This is your body's stress response kicking in as your heart struggles. Some women experience lightheadedness or dizziness. You might feel faint, like the room is tilting, or like you're about to pass out. This can be a sign your blood pressure is dropping because your heart isn't pumping effectively. And finally, yes, chest discomfort still happens for women. It's just often different than in men. Instead of sharp pain, it may feel like fullness, squeezing, pressure, or heaviness in the center or left side of your chest. It might last for more than a few minutes, or it might go away and come back. Many women describe it as someone pressing down on my chest, rather than stabbing pain. Now here's the most important thing to remember. These symptoms can happen alone or in combination. Some women have every symptom. Some have just one, and they can appear slowly, over hours or even days. That's why so many women ignore them. I know what you might be thinking. Well, I've had heartburn before. I've been tired before. I don't want to rush to the ER every time I feel a little off. And you're right. It's not about panicking over every ache. It's about knowing you're normal and noticing when something changes. If you suddenly feel a new kind of fatigue, breathlessness, pain, or nausea, especially if it's unusual for you, pay attention. If it comes on while you're resting, or if it gets worse with activity and better with rest, that's a big red flag. Trust your gut. You know your body better than anyone else. The other reason heart attacks get missed in women over 60 is that we've been conditioned to put ourselves last. We take care of kids, grandkids, spouses, friends, neighbors. We keep going even when we're tired because there's no time to slow down. We don't want to bother anyone. We think, I'll just rest a bit and see if I feel better. But minutes matter during a heart attack. The longer you wait, the more damage is done to your heart muscle. In some cases, waiting can be the difference between recovery and tragedy. I can't stress this enough. If you think you might be having a heart attack, call 911 immediately. Don't drive yourself to the hospital. Don't wait for someone to come over. Paramedics can start treatment in the ambulance that can save your life before you even get to the ER. And I'll tell you something else. Many women over 60 worry about making a fuss or wasting the doctor's time if it turns out to be nothing. Please, forget that. Doctors would rather see you for a false alarm than have you at home ignoring a heart attack. Your life matters more than anyone's schedule. Another thing you should know, women's heart attacks are often misdiagnosed, even in the ER, because our symptoms can mimic anxiety, indigestion, or muscle strain. That's why it's important to speak up and say, I'm concerned this could be my heart. Mention your age, your risk factors, and the fact that women often have different symptoms than men. Ask for tests like an ECG, blood work for cardiac enzymes, and possibly a stress test if needed. Now, let's talk about prevention, because the best outcome is avoiding a heart attack altogether. You've probably heard the basics: eat a heart-healthy diet, exercise regularly, manage your blood pressure, cholesterol, and blood sugar, don't smoke, and keep your weight in a healthy range. But I want to give you some specifics that matter especially for women in their 60s and beyond. First, focus on moving your body every day. This doesn't mean you need to run marathons or lift heavy weights. Walking, swimming, gentle yoga, or even gardening can keep your heart strong. Aim for at least 30 minutes most days, but remember, even 10-minute sessions add up. Second, eat with your heart in mind. More fruits, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, less processed food, sugar, and unhealthy fats. Omega-3 fatty acids from fish like salmon, sardines, or trout can reduce inflammation and support heart health. Nuts, seeds, olive oil, and avocados are healthy fat sources your heart loves. Third, keep track of your numbers, blood pressure, cholesterol, blood sugar. Ask your doctor how often you should get them checked. If they're creeping up, address them early instead of waiting for trouble. Fourth, manage stress. Chronic stress takes a toll on your heart, especially when it's paired with poor sleep. Find ways to unwind: reading, walking, prayer, meditation, calling a friend. Even just sitting quietly with a cup of tea can calm your nervous system. And here's something that's often overlooked: see your doctor if you notice new symptoms, even if they seem small. Swelling in your legs, sudden weight gain, or waking up short of breath can be signs of heart trouble. I also want to mention something important. Depression and loneliness can increase heart attack risk in older women. Our hearts are emotional as well as physical. Stay connected. Join a group, volunteer, keep in touch with family and friends. Your heart needs that social connection as much as it needs healthy food and exercise. Before we wrap up, I want you to remember this: you are not being dramatic if you listen to your body. You are being wise. Every life saved from a heart attack starts with someone recognizing the warning signs and acting fast. Think about Carol, my neighbor. She's alive today because her daughter refused to let her sleep it off. The doctors told her she came in just in time. She's back to baking cookies, walking her dog, and enjoying life. But now she knows to pay attention to even the smallest changes in how she feels. You deserve that same chance. You've worked too hard and lived through too much to have your life cut short because of a missed signal. Your heart has been beating for you every single day of your life. Now it's your turn to listen to it. So here's my challenge to you for the next week. Really tune into your body. Notice your energy levels, your breathing, your appetite, and your mood. If something feels off, don't ignore it. And if you ever feel that unusual fatigue, shortness of breath, jaw or back pain, stomach discomfort, cold sweats, dizziness, or chest pressure, don't wait. Call 9-100. Not later. Not after you finish the laundry, right then. You are worth the call. Your life matters. And you have so much more living to do.